What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is another episode of the SmithSquad Podcast. This is episode 43, and boy, do we have a sponsor for you. So look, you out there, you're like, man, I really wish I was awesome. You're wondering, how can I be awesome? Well, fortunately for you, I have a solution. Rise Media is a YouTube network that is basically a network for YouTubers built by YouTubers. People who have actually been there, done the YouTube game, and they know what's up about the YouTube game. So if you're looking to start making money with YouTube, Rise Media is a great place to start. There's going to be a link down in the description. You can check it out, get started, apply. But other than that, we got a podcast to do. So let's hop straight into this. I remember the last episode was on here, back home. I was really upset with my hair. I got a haircut today. I love it. Look at that. It's so spiky. It's crazy. Actually, I was saying to someone, my hair kind of looks like the guy from Dragon Ball Z. Not Goku, the main guy, but his kid. Not Gohan, but the other kid. That guy. It looks like that. It just like sticks like straight out to the side. I can't remember the name. It's like Go. They're all Go. I want to say it's Go Tanks. No. Go Tanks is the formation of him and Trunks. Goten. It's Goten. I look like Goten, I think. I don't know. I'm like 95% sure that my hair looks like the kid from Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to Google it right now just to make sure. All right. Goten. I think that's how you spell it. Hair. Yeah, that's it. Okay, if you want to know who I'm trying to compare myself to, it's Goten. Just search Goten hair. The very first one that comes up, it's like hair sticking straight up to the side. That's how I feel my hair looks right now, which is awesome. Because if your hair looks like Dragon Ball Z, people, it means you're wrong way. Sorry, it means you're intense. Also wearing a onesie, so that's cool. Anyways, I don't know. The first little bit of these podcasts is always weird. I'm just gonna take that off. I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable like this, so I'm gonna be comfortable. Okay. So. It's 9:26. You're watching this podcast. In 12 hours, I am going to be... Is my microphone... Yeah, there we go. Fix it a little bit. 12 hours time, I am going to be in jolly old Boston. You thought I was going to say England, didn't you? You were wrong. I'm going to be in Boston in 12 hours. So for those of you who don't know, the first thing I wanted to talk about in this episode of the SmithSquad Podcast is I'm going to PAX East tomorrow. Like 12 hours. It's unfreaking believable. So I'm not even sure how I ended up in this situation. Basically, I was going to go to Vermont on a ski trip back in February. And I got the offer proposed to me by the JFK Gamer. Now, I'm not even sure how we started talking or how we met up. But anyways, he ended up getting on the podcast. And Jordan was basically like, where you live? I'm going to PAX East. Do you want to come? Me, EMC Sports Hawk, Novera HD, his brother Chucky's coming. By the way, just side note, I don't know if you guys know, but Novera and Chucky are brothers. Pretty cool. Fun fact. I never knew that, but I found that out. Anyways, pretty cool that they're brothers and they're both successful YouTubers. I think that's interesting. Anyways, so got talking to Jordan, and basically we got to an agreement. He's like, you should come to PAX East. And I was like, I would love to come to PAX East. I was actually going to go last year and just things didn't really work out, so I didn't end up going. But he's like, you should come. It'd be a good time. I'm like, I would love to come. You guys are going. So I ended up canceling my ski trip to Vermont so that I could pay for my flight down to Boston. I got a free badge, free media pass to get into PAX East, so that's all good. So I just had to pay that. And then my dad was like, there's actually a conference that I wanted to go. He's like, I wanted to go to this conference, so that's perfect. We can go down together. He's paying for the hotel, so it's like, it's great. It's actually like perfect. So that's like sweet. That's solid. Everything was good. So me and Jordan got talking. We sorted it out, and I am now going to PAX East. And I talked about this a little bit in a video, but I kind of wanted to expand upon it. Now, actually, I should say, but if you're here just wondering like what I'm going to be doing and when I'm going to be meeting up with fans, if that's why you clicked on this video, I will get that out of the way right now. just for your convenience. Okay, so PAX East. I'm going tomorrow morning. I'm going to be in Boston by 9:30 Eastern time, like Boston time, 9:30 there. I'm going to probably head over to PAX, the convention center, at about 2:30 with Jordan, and we're going to pick up our media passes. And there's a seminar from 4:30 to 5:30 with Vanos Gaming, Louis Calibri, Wildcat, Bajan Canadian, or Bajan, I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't really know any of them. I don't watch any of them, but they're really big YouTubers, and I'm really interested to hear what they have to say, just maybe meet them. So probably going to go over, do that. But basically, that's my plan Friday. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a meetup. Now, Saturday, I definitely am. And if you're interested when exactly I'm going to do that and where, go to Twitter and go follow me, because I'm not exactly sure where. I don't know much about Boston, so like it's going to be somewhere at PAX. I'm going to be like, hey, from now to now, I'm going to be doing a meetup if you want to come meet me. So check that out and all that stuff. I'll hopefully say that Saturday morning, so I can just like say, all right, I'm going to do this then, just commit to it. Friday, tomorrow, I'm going to have, like I said, till about 2 to just hang out. So I may just tweet out, hey, is there anyone in the Boston area that wants to hang out for an hour or two? Because I'm going to get there at 9 and have to wait for Jordan to be done class at like 2:30. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do then. But after that, basically, we're going to go over to PAX East. We might go to that conference. And then probably not going to do any meetups Friday night. And then sometime Saturday, I will do like a legit fan meetup for everyone who's going to be there Saturday, because I know most people are going to be there Saturday. That's going to be sick. So if you're looking for that, there you go. That's the plan. Anyways, I want to back up a little bit and really talk about this, because this is insane. So, I've been watching the gaming community since I was about 14, I want to say. I think I started watching Woody's Gamertag. I want to say I think it was grade 7 was when I started watching Woody's Gamertag, Mr. Phantasma, Wings of Redemption, Only SmithSquad. It was Modern Warfare 2, which was in grade 7. That was out when I was in grade 7. That's when it came out. So it would have been grade 7. So like 14, 13 was when I started getting into the gaming community. And I watched those guys for a few years. Watched as it grew into other people like White Boy, the newer people, not even the newer people now, but like the people who are old now were like new when I started watching. So anyways, I got really into the gaming scene. I watched so many YouTubers, and like they were such inspirations. I loved their content, and it was like, this is so great. And then you'd see them going to PAX East together. You'd see guys like Woody's Gamertag and Mercadurka and FPS Russia or Kyle now. T Martin, Sam or X Jaws, all those guys going together. What's his face? Onslaught, all those guys going together and meeting up at PAX East and doing videos about it. And I was the guy who was like watching those YouTubers go and meet each other for the first time and make videos about it. I was that guy. I was the kid who, I was the viewer at that point. And it, like, to me, it was always the coolest thing ever. Like, just to see that happen, see everyone meeting up and making fun videos, I was like, man, that must be so fun. I was like, I would love to go to PAX East and meet them. Like, that would be so sick. I was like just the thought of that was like, yes, that'd be a great time. I'd love to meet Woody's Gamertag and all that stuff. And in 2012, I guess it was, I started my YouTube channel. So I was my main inspiration for YouTube was Mercadurka or X Capone. He just did like commentaries, live comms over zombies, and I was like, I like zombies, I want to do that. So he kind of inspired me. A year comes around, PAX East. I had like 4,000 subscribers. That wasn't even in my head. It was big. That'd be cool to go, but I don't know anyone and whatever. So I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm good. And then another year rolls around, and I'm at like 40,000 subscribers. And I was really thinking about going last year. I really wanted to, but I didn't know any YouTubers that were going. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go. Like, I thought about it, but it's just like, YouTube wasn't like YouTube wouldn't have been able to pay for it at that point. It's like, yeah, but this year, like my channel's taken off, like from the start of last summer to now, my channel has grown like 7-fold. like from 40,000 to 280,000 subscribers. So I'm at the point now where I know a lot more YouTubers, and like I actually pay for it from YouTube. So it's like, okay, I was really thinking about doing this, and now that it's finally set in stone and I'm going tomorrow is like the greatest feeling ever. Like, I haven't been this excited for anything in probably 2 years. I cannot think of the last time I've been this excited. Honestly, like I went to Italy. I wasn't, that was cool. I was excited for university, but I was also really nervous. This, I'm just completely so amped up for. Just to go from, like, you're probably watching this right now and you're like, oh, that's really cool. Patrick's going to PAX East. Like, I was exactly, I just want to straighten these out. I was like exactly where you are, okay? I was exactly like in your seat. Like, you think you're not special. You're like, I'm just some random dude. That's what I am right now. I'm just some random dude, but I got a YouTube channel, and now it's like, you want to come to PAX East? And I'm like, yeah, I want to come to PAX East. And like, I'm gonna hopefully like meet people who like watch my videos. And that's what's crazy to me. It's like, it's gonna become so real. It's gonna become so real at the point where I go to PAX East and I meet a fan. They're like, I watch your videos. It's like, wow, like, that's crazy. I've met people who watch my videos before, but they've found out about my videos from me, if that makes sense. Like, they know a guy who knows me. And then that's how they found out about my channel. But to go like just straight, like, I just searched your videos and found you, that's ridiculous. Like, that's stupid. And is there like a light? Is there a lighting issue, or is it just my webcam? Like, you see, like right down the middle, you see that line? I'm not sure what that line is. Is that like weird, eh? I'm gonna come over here just so it's not like weird. But anyways, like, just to go make that transition from viewer to YouTuber, and it is real now. Like, it is so real at this point. Just like, oh my God, I'm sorry. This is just bugging me. Is that better? Oh, that was it. Okay, cool. I think that was it. Yeah, it looks better. But just to go from that is like, it's so exciting. I'm so pumped. So like, I'm gonna meet JFK Gamer is the guy I know probably the best. Novera HD, he's the only one I've made. Actually, no, I've done the podcast with Jordan. I've done a live comm with Novera or Tommy. And then MC Sport Talk, like, I've known who he is for probably like 2 years. Since I started my channel, I've known who Matt is. I've watched his videos just because he did zombies and I get like, information from him and stuff. But, I never talked to him before, and like, he was like, hey, I'm going. So it's just like, YouTube is getting real, if that makes sense. Like, I hit my 100,000 subscribers, and then I got my plaque, and there was something else. I got my first million view video, and now I think I'm at 2. Might have hit 3. I know I was close the other day, but it's like, the feeling of going from viewer to YouTuber is really, oh, bang, look at that. So I just hit my third million view video. So we got top 5 worst guns to pack a punch, top 5 worst weapons, wonder weapons, and top 5 glitches. That's really interesting that glitches made it, because I was thinking when I uploaded it, I was like, this has a lot of potential to be a great video. The other one that I thought had a lot of potential, which is up there now, is top 5 worst ways to die. Damn, it's actually like, it's ridiculous. Top 5's like, just, it's like drugs from YouTube. It's like steroids for your YouTube channel. Honestly, it really is. It really is. Anyways, I move on. So, what was I even talking about? Oh, right. Because, like, the older people who got big in YouTube, like the Woody's Gamer Tags, they got inspiration from other YouTubers. Like, everyone has gotten inspiration from other YouTubers, right? Even, like, Cena Anders and Wings of Redemption, right? Everyone got inspiration. But I have been with the gaming community so long as a viewer. I've watched people go from not many subscribers. Like, Woody's Gamer Tag is my favorite example. I watched him go, like, I subscribed to Woody when he had like 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers, which is still a lot, but that he's at 1 million now is like, I subscribed to him right as he started blowing up, like at the end of Modern Warfare 2, I want to say. Anyways, so Woody is this, for those of you who don't know Woody's Gamer Tag that well, basically he worked a job at Cisco for like 10 years just as like IT guy, computers, like crazy stuff like that. I don't even begin to understand it. And basically, he started doing YouTube, and it got better for him and better for him. And then he eventually made a transition where he went from having his full-time job, quitting it, and saying, I'm going to do YouTube full-time. And that's my favorite example, because I watched as that everything progressed in the gaming community. I've talked to it one time before a day where there were all these YouTubers with the machinima boom. So basically, machinima paid like their YouTubers on like a quarterly pay period, and one period didn't go through. So basically, there were all these YouTubers, really big YouTubers, with like 6 months revenue of videos. And basically, it was just like everyone got paid. Like everyone's PayPals just started lining up, like one after another, getting big cash checks. Like I think I remember listening to a podcast like $20 to $50,000 PayPal deposits into their accounts. And it's like, that was the day, I remember saying, like, that was the day that YouTube came real for them. And I think I've talked about that before. It was a little bit on Painkiller already, where they were, there's another podcast they were talking about it. But just watching that go from, just watching it become real for those people was the coolest thing ever, because I'd been with them. I've been with the whole gaming community for so long, and watching it become this big thing. And just even going and beyond that, and then watching, FPS Kyle is a good example. He's the guy who does FPS Russia now. Watching him evolve into like the huge channel that he is so cool, because I was just this kid, and now like 5 years later, here I am, and I'm this guy with coming on 300,000 subscribers with no indication of slowing down. I mean, like, after the summer, I was at like 100,000 subscribers, and I was like, okay, cool, this boom was nice, but it's not going to last. My channel's going to, it's going to deflate out, and I'll be at 100,000 subscribers, which is great. And then, I kept, like, the thing, like, is, like, it's all about the work, man. I just kept grinding at it and grinding at it and grinding at it, and I honestly don't even feel deserving of it, but, like, it's been a lot of hard work. It's been a lot of luck. And like, I've just had all these top 5 just go viral and viral and viral. Every one of them, like one after another. And every time I upload them, I'm like, this is going to be it. And I'm at my point now where I'm like, my top 5s are done, because like the last few ones are only, I should say, like, it's crazy that I'm saying only. They're only at like 100,000 subscribers. And it's just like, okay, my top 5s are done. But I said that at the summer. I said that when school, I said that when, school started. I remember uploading top 5 glitches, and I was like, it's going to be done after this, right? That was like the first one I uploaded at school. Now it's at 1 million views. And then a couple weeks later, I uploaded the top 5 worst ways to die, and now it's almost at, it's at like 800,000. And then like a few months later, I uploaded like top 5 hardest, and now it's at 700,000. And every single time I'm like, it's done. And now I genuinely think it is done. Like, I think that boom is over. But it's still like, holy crap, another 1,000 people just came to my doorstep today. Like, can you even imagine 1,000 people? It's stupid. And the point I'm getting to this, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm honestly like so humbled by this whole experience. It's just so cool that, like, I'm freaking going to PAX East. I'm going to meet, like, all these YouTubers, Syndicate's going, Vanos Gaming, Louis Calibre, like I said, all these guys, Optic J, all these huge YouTubers are going, and, like, I got the potential to meet them now. It's, like, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real in my head. It hasn't even registered. Like, I understand I'm going, and I'm so excited, but I don't really think I've hit my point where it's like, oh my God, this is happening. Like, I think once that plane lands, I hit Boston, is going to be that point where it's just going to be like, wow, this is real. This is real. So, dude, I don't know. Like, it's going to be crazy. I'm going to tweet a lot. So if you want to follow my weekend, follow me on Twitter. I'm going to probably not Snap, maybe a couple pics up on Insta, but I'm not going to put on my Instagram. If you can find it, you can find it, but I'm not putting it out there, okay? But oh my God, bros. Oh my God, it's going to be so crazy. I never do that on the podcast. I never make weird voices on the podcast. It just feels weird, but like, I can't begin to express how excited I am. So that was a long little bit about PAX East, but like, I'm going so soon. I got a freaking text from a girl. Look at that, a girl like me. Like I've been like no to girls. I hope that you couldn't see that. Like if I go like that, yeah, you definitely can't. I was just like, yeah, you definitely couldn't see that. I gotta text back though, guys. I'm just gonna say, all right, I'm sorry. Girls are like, I've hit a weird, like, I think I talked about this before, but like I've kind of realized like being single is nice. I finally hit my point where I'm like good in being single. Like if you looked at me like 2 months ago when I was sad, I was like, I wasn't good in being single. And now like I've hit a point where it's like I don't care about anything. I'm just doing me and making my thing. Anyways, I want to talk about where is my next topic. Oh man, I don't have a next topic? That's really bad. Where did my topic? I had a big old topic list for the podcast. That's bullshit, Patrick. We all know you didn't have it, but I did have one thing. Could have sworn I had. This is bad. This is real bad. Okay, well, on that sense, I want to talk about a band, okay? This is weird, but it just came to mind. So there's this band out there called Tame Impala. I don't know if any of you guys know them. Probably some of you do. But I just found out about them like 2 weekends ago, and I'm blown away. So Tame Impala is this band that is basically... Their singer sounds like the guy from the Beatles, John Lennon. But a little bit like crazier. So like kind of like John Lennon with a touch of... I wouldn't say Led Zeppelin singer Robert Plant, but maybe who's a little bit crazy. Who's got like a crazy vibe? Maybe just a dash of Robert Plant. Like he's got like, nah, it's not Robert Plant, but it's like there's someone I'm thinking, like maybe like Ozzy Osbourne. That's actually a perfect example. Yeah. So John Lennon, so you know the Beatles, like let it be, or that's not even a great song. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. You know that song. You know the Beatles. Bad example. It's kind of like him singing higher in his high bits, plus like Ozzy Osbourne with just got like some rock to him. So he's like great at like sick singer. And then what else you got? Like just like this really awesome rock. Like it's like John Lennon, and honestly I want to say like a little bit of Zeppelin, a little bit of Black Sabbath, which is Ozzy Osbourne. Maybe even like a little bit of like the guitarist kind of sounds a little like Eric Clapton-y to me. Like there's like one song where there's a solo and it reminds me of Eric Clapton. That's why I say that, but maybe that was a little strong of an example. Maybe, I don't know. And then they also sound like the White Stripes a little bit. But anyways, what I'm trying to say, they're like this crazy band that, apart from the White Stripes, which is like a new band, but the White Stripes are like also from the 60s. This band sounds exactly like they're from the 60s. So I was listening to them the other night with a couple friends, and like my one friend is really into them. Riley, if you're watching this, so you get a shout out. If you're and I was listening to this and I'm like, man, this is sick. Like I've never heard of these guys before. I'm so amazed that I've never heard this band before, because I know like all the good old rock bands. Like I just know them all. Every single one. Like I'm good. I know all of them. And I was listening to these guys and I'm like, I was listening to the song half glass half full of wine. Is that it? Half glass full of wine. I think it's glass half full. Oh, I said glass half fuck of wine. Glass half full wine. I think that's it. Tame Impala, half full glass of wine. Okay, half full glass of wine, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to make sure I was right and I was wrong. Half full glass of wine. It's like, it's got this like do 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 do, just hammer. Like it just hammers. Just It's got a sick drum. Like the bass and the guitar go together just beautifully. And then you got this singer who is like the son of like John Lennon and Ozzy Osbourne, and it's like, holy crap, who are these guys? Why have I never heard of this old band before? And I'm asking my friend, like, what era are these guys from? And it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like 80s. And I'm like, really? Because they sound like straight from the like early 70s, late 60s. And he's like, no, man, I'm pretty sure they're 80s. And I'm like, really? Because like these guys sound so like they were just after like the late 60s, early 70s boom. If you don't understand, if you don't follow old music, you're not gonna have a clue what I'm talking about. But I just like to talk about stuff. So they were like, just, I don't know, like, weird that I never heard a single song before by them. Like, I guess I really felt like they kind of reminded me of the White Stripes in a way. The White Stripes are probably a band you're more familiar with. They're like a new band that are rocky. They're like one of the few still awesome rock bands of our age. Like the White Stripes, Wolfmother's kind of cool, but they don't make a lot of music. White Stripes is really like the only cool rockish type guy out there. And now the White Stripes aren't even together now that I'm saying that. It's like Jack White. Or the White Stripes aren't a thing anymore, I should say. I don't think. But Jack White, anyway, he's the guitarist and singer. He's sick. Anyways, I like to get distracted. So as I'm listening to this, I'm like, okay, dude, there's no way these guys are 80s. And I'm like, it makes sense that they're 80s because I don't know 80s as well as 70s and 60s. I'm like, I still think I would have known one of these songs. So I'm like, let's Google it. So he's like, all right, man, I'm saying 80s. And I'm like, I'm going to say they started in 1968 and recorded good music till about 75. That was my bet. Like somewhere between 68 and 75. I knew 68 was a little early because I was like, there's no way these guys came before Zeppelin, Zeppelin came in 69. But I was like, probably somewhere between late 60s and like mid 70s, right? So Google it. 2010. I'm like, what? This makes absolutely no sense. They sound straight from the 70s. And the thing is the White Stripes, you can listen to them, and they sound influenced by the older bands, right? They sound influenced. You can hear where Jack White's got his roots from. But these guys don't sound like they've been influenced. They sound like they are part of that era. And it's insane. It's so weird to listen to them. I was like, these guys are time travelers. You watch their music videos, they're so psychedelic. It's like colors just shooting out and things changing into another thing and just like really trippy visuals. And I'm like, these guys basically, I think, took so much acid in the 70s that they traveled through time to get to 2010 and were like, well, let's just keep making music. That's my only explanation for the band Tame Impala, okay? That's the only thing that makes sense, is they took so much acid that they were able to rip through time and space, create a rift in the universe, and travel 40 years ahead to the time period we are now, and that is when the acid trip ended, and now they are suddenly in 2010, where they continued to make their music, and there you go. I don't know, but they are the best band I have heard in a very long time, and I don't know how I didn't know them before, but their music is great. They're great. Like Elephant, Half Glass Full of Wine, even what is it? Feels Like We Only Go Backwards. Great music, and it's so encouraging to hear just some new stuff. I've been listening to them a ton, and honestly, probably after this, I'm gonna download some music and put it on my phone because like it was just it's so encouraging to hear good music, and they're just so powerful. And that's the thing I love, is just hearing good music where you're like, I don't know the song, but I'm just listening to this bass line and oh, it's good. I hate when people say like, oh, I wish I lived in the 60s because the music was better. Well, I can completely see where you're coming from on that, but if anyone ever made that decision to go back to the 60s to listen to the music, you're stupid. Because like you can listen to the music now. The only difference is it's a different culture and you don't have concerts, right? I completely understand why people wish they could go back to the 60s. I would love to live in the 60s for like a year. Just like, to me, I'm a person, like, I love positivity. Like, my mindset is like, number one is, as I always say, don't be a cunt. Just don't be a cunt and you're good in life. As long as you're not a cunt, anything else you do, like, as long as you don't do anything that negatively affects anybody else, right? So, as long as you are good, right? As long as you're not a cunt, everything's good. I'm all about positivity. And to me, the 60s were all about happiness, peace, and love. And when I was younger, I was really opposed to hippies. I was like, that's stupid. Like, the world isn't sunshine or rainbows. Like, I was like an old guy when I was younger. And as I've like gotten older and I started like listening to like a lot of podcasts and stuff, I've been like, man, like the point of life is to enjoy it. And that's what I feel like the 60s were, like late 60s, mid 60s, maybe even early, I don't know. But like the Beatles era, it's like, yeah, like love and everyone, like Woodstock, like that sounds like the greatest thing of all time. And that's why I can understand when people say, I wish, I lived in the 60s, because it sounds awesome. But let's be honest, man, the internet is the ultimate trump card. Trumps anything that was cool in the past ever. Like awesome music and like peacefulness and everyone doing drugs and being happy. Nah, the internet's better. 1920s, everyone was super rich because of the economic boom. No, way rather have the internet than be rich in the 1920s. Okay, let's think about this. Someone who makes the average amount of income, let's say you make 40 grand a year, just for all intents and purposes. I don't know if that's average at all. 40 grand a year. Making 40 grand a year in 2015 versus $1 million in 1920. The guy living in 2015 is way cooler. Is having way more fun. You got the internet, okay? You have access to any piece of information ever. Okay? I was going to say ever something. No, you have every piece of information ever. Not every piece of information ever recorded, ever talked about, ever thought. Just ever. Any idea, any theory, any law, any how-to, everything ever is on the internet. Having $1 million in 1920 would be like $1 billion, I feel like close to probably $1 billion now. But like, you don't have the internet. You can't watch porn. You can't watch YouTube videos. Oh my God, you don't have video games? Sorry, bud. You're out of luck, man. Like, you gonna call me? You gonna call me on your phone, your landline? Like, no. I got a supercomputer right here and right here. And over to the left of me is a PlayStation 4, which is also basically a supercomputer that simulates life. So that's cool. You got your whiskey. Actually, 1920s, you don't even have your whiskey. I don't even know what you got. Do you have marijuana back then? I feel like that was probably prohibited by that point too. So I don't even know what you got. They did have heroin cough medicine. I know that. Heroin was cough medicine at one point. Interesting. But really? Nah, I'd way rather live here with my 3 supercomputers within like a foot of me. My projector, this TV right here, this sound trapper, they call it. It's a sound trapper. It takes the sounds and, you just don't even compare, okay? Living in the 1800s, like, you want to be like I don't even know what the 1800s were. Like, you want to be like a beaver trapper and make fur? Like that? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. The richest person in the world in anything beyond 50 years ago doesn't compare to the average person living in North America today. It just doesn't. And that's the thing is people say like, hold on, I gather this thought. People often say, I wish that I would win the lottery. My life would be so much better if I was just given free money. Free money would be great. Wouldn't I love to have some free money, an exorbitant amount of funds that I did not earn? Wouldn't that be great? I wouldn't have to work again. Be great, right? People say, I wish I won the lottery. This is what I do. This is what I do. You've already won the lottery, dog. If you are in a country that has like a legit big lottery, like those in North America, you already won the lottery, dog. Think about this. 2015 is the greatest time to be living ever. Ever. There was no other time, except for like in the last 10 years, that some 19-year-old kid from Nova Scotia, Canada, Toronto, Nova Scotia, Canada, could put out the neural synapse firing within his brain to over 30 million people. Let's just go with 30 million just to be safe. Okay, I think I have 40 million views, so let's just say 30 million unique individuals. Maybe, just to be fair, let's say 20 million. Never before 2000 was any random kid from some little town in Canada or anywhere around the world able to send his neural impulses to millions, literally millions. I just fixed the light. Isn't that weird? Oh, that looks so bad. I just want to hold it like that. Millions of people around the world. Millions of people. Never before. We live in the greatest time ever. And people still say, I wish I just won the lottery. Bitch, work hard. The lottery will ruin you. Okay, the lottery is bad. You don't want to win the lottery, okay? And I figured this out. I haven't really figured it out from personal experience, but I've just thought about it, and it makes sense to me, and I've heard other people argue it, and it's the same process that I have. So we're obviously right. If you don't earn things, you don't build character, okay? And I'm not like, look, I always say that. I always want to get this out of the way. I'm 19 years old. I don't know shit all about anything, okay? I understand that. But for the tiny 0.001% of things I think I have picked up on and at least have a little bit of knowledge on, I like to talk about it and give it the information that I have to people younger than me. Because if I'm 19, I'd probably have more experience than a 15-year-old, so I can explain that to someone. And I would say I'm probably more experienced than the average 19-year-old. I'm not saying I'm like a 30-year-old or a 25-year-old, but I've been in a really long relationship. I have, some of that skills. I run my own business. Like, I do have a lot of experience for my age, I would say. But anyways, besides, that's just an exclaimer, me saying, look, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm never right. But this is just my thing, is there's a really good thing about working hard and achieving success. It's a really big character building thing. The kid who has gotten everything for him. His parents are really rich. I got a guy right in my head right now. He never really had to work. His parents just always gave him money. Went to a sick college. Got so much cool stuff for Christmas and stuff. Never really had to work, right? That kid is really unfortunate. Because when you learn to work hard, when you learn that success is proportional to the amount of effort you put in, when you learn that, it's a really big character building thing. Like this week, for example, I had a crazy week. I was like, Sunday, woke up, exercise. Exercise. I didn't go to the gym. So what did I do? Yoga, I think. Yoga video. It's like 1:00 in the yoga. I made a video. I talked to someone about some issues. It's like 1:00 in the afternoon. I still haven't even eaten yet. Go eat, make do this big presentation for one of my classes. Go eat again at 5. Come back, make another video, and then study. Next day I wake up, class, gym, video, study, eat, study. Go to bed, just grind. The next day, class till 3:00. Woke up early to go to the gym, YouTube, study. Yesterday, woke up, class, gym, YouTube video, another YouTube video, to make it a second. No. Then, do 2 more assignments and then another YouTube video, the top 5 for tomorrow, like at like 11 o'clock at night. Like, I enjoy the grind. Like, I love working hard. It just makes me happy. It makes me satisfied. If I'm not doing anything, I'm just bored and I'm like, well, this is stupid. But I just find that people who have learned to work hard, either through a job or on their own or just in some way, when they're not handed everything in life, it builds a lot of character. And when you learn that skill to build it, I'm not even sure where I'm going with this anymore. It's a beneficial thing, right? Oh, right, lottery. Like, and so people, they get their jobs, and I'm not gonna I get it. Like, people work hard. Like, there's so many people who say like, I work hard, I deserve the lottery. I don't disagree. Like, if you work 40 hours, even 30 hours a week, man, at a job, like, yeah, you're working hard. I don't care what your job is. You're probably working really hard, because I worked a job where I worked like 30, 40 hours a week in the summer. And I hated it. It was awful. Like, I enjoyed the job, but it was just depressing. It was like the next 3 days in a row, I have to wake up at 5:30 a.m. to go to work. And it's like, I genuinely feel depressed right now. I really, really, like, not like, it's called like temporary depression. I'm not diagnosing myself with depression, and I know how shitty and awful depression is, and I feel like a dick for even kind of joking that I had depression. But like, temporarily, I wake up the first half an hour in the morning. It's not just that tired. Like, I'm not even tired. When you wake up at 5:30, you're not even tired. You're just depressed. Just that temporary sadness. And there's a difference between depression and sadness, I know, but you get what I'm trying to get at. It's just awful. So I'm not trying to say that people who don't work hard. Yes, you absolutely do. But do you deserve to win the lottery? No, because you haven't done anything to get it. You basically threw shit at the largest wall in the world and managed to make it stick if you win the lottery. Or maybe I should say the smallest wall in the world, from like 200 kilometers away, and managed to hit it, is more like what you did. You hit a home run with a garden hose. You sunk the cue ball, or no, you sunk the 8 ball in pool with a rope. Like, that's what you did basically. That's incredible. It's complete luck though. You didn't earn it. Don't think for a second you earned it. Don't think for a second you deserved it, because you don't. It was just luck. It was just stupid probability. You don't understand math, and basically you went on hope, basically. When hope, and sometimes, is a good thing, but when you have actual probability, and the probability is 1 to a million, like literally, what even is that percentage? Can I just figure that out right now? Oh my god, what is that? Like, what is that as a percentage? 1 divide 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 times 100 is 1/10,000th of a percent of your chances. And I don't even think it's that good, honestly. 1/10,000th of a percent your chance in winning the lottery. And your idea is, it's gotta be someone, might be me. Okay, like, I want you to think about this. If you had a 50-50 shot at walking across the street and getting hit by a car, how likely would you be to go? You'd be like, I don't think I'm going to take that risk. 50-50, it's a pretty good chance I'm going to get hit. It could go either ways. 1% chance of getting hit by a car, 99% chance you're going to make it by. If you were actually given those odds, you'd be like, okay, I don't like it, but I'm probably not going to get hit. But in the back of your head, you're still like, there's still a chance I'm going to get hit. But it's very, very unlikely you're going to get hit. 1/10,000th of a percent. And people are like, it could be me? No, bitch, it's not going to be you. Yes, you are stupid. That's what the lottery is. I love the term. It's a stupid tax. It's for stupid people who don't understand basic probability. It's not even probability. It's like how many people. Okay, let's think about this $50 million jackpot. Okay, so there's $50 million. Tickets are $5. So what does that mean? There's probably at least like 10 million submissions in there. 10 million, and I think I'm gonna get it. No, I'm sorry, but you don't deserve to win it. If you do, it's unfortunate because you're gonna blow it. Like 90% of all people who win the lottery blow it in the first 2 years because they didn't earn the money. That's the thing. If you worked hard and you were Bill Gates your way up, made $50 million, like, I made this money. This is my money. I earned this. This money matters to me. But when you just, here, take it. It doesn't have the same value to you. It doesn't have the same value. You're just going to blow it. And honestly, besides like all that and, working hard, I think it would ruin you. I think it would absolutely ruin you because it's going to take your work ethic away. And what do you do once you're completely rich? Like, I think that everyone's goal in life is like, I just want to be rich so I don't have to do anything. But I don't know, like for me, like I like having stuff to do. I'd like to travel, but even I feel like traveling would get boring after a while. Like I like to have work. I like to have stuff to do, YouTube. I like to have stuff to do that I enjoy, right? Like I don't like working stupid job or going to school even that much. It's okay, but like I like doing YouTube. I like doing stuff that I like to do, but I like to work hard, right? Or even work smart. Because I don't know, like, am I working hard right now? I'm making a podcast. Like, this isn't working hard. This is fun. But I don't know. I just think the lottery will ruin you. People are going to say, man, just give me $1 million. Like, you won $50 million. Why can't you just give me $1 million? Why can't you just give me $10,000? It's going to get really weird with your friends. Everyone's going to know you won that money, treat you differently. That's the thing that I find scary about money. Really weird. People ask me, like, how much do you make from YouTube? And 99.8% of people that ask me that, I lie to. Because I say, like, if I told you how much I make, number one, you probably wouldn't believe me. You'd be like, good one. And number two, like, it'd be really weird after that. It'd be really weird, and I feel like you'd look at me differently. I've told, besides my parents, of course, who had to know that my YouTube channel is going well, I've told my best friend, and that's it. Only person I've told how much I make. And like, even just saying that now, like, I'm like, man, I really hope someone watching this like knows. I don't like money in that sense, because I think people will look at you differently when you have a lot of money. And like, I even talked to my mom, like, people, and they're like, oh, like, you got some cash now, like, you should, like, whatever next girl you hook up, I shouldn't say hook up, but like get, kind of involved with, like, you should really lavish her and, like, throw your money at her, because you have that, and you have that advantage that you actually are making a little bit of cash all year round. So, like, yeah, that's awesome. I can take a girl for supper, buy drinks, and, I don't really have to worry about that at this time of my life. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not like a millionaire or anything. Like, I don't want, like, to lead you guys that way, but I'm just saying, like, I have a steady stream of income, and it's nice. But, and I am really frugal. Like, I don't spend my money. The only things I've bought with the money I've made from YouTube, apart from things that have gone towards YouTube, so like I bought a PS4, an Xbox One, lots of games, lots of programs, all that kind of stuff. Like, obviously I buy that, but that's an investment back into my channel. The only things I've bought that were like big-ish ticket items, I bought a $300 Peacoat jacket, nice winter jacket. I needed that, and I was like, I want to, get something that I really like. And I bought a Nintendo DS. Those are the only two things in, like, the last 2 years I've really bought that was, like, just a big thing. Like, I'm very frugal. But the thing is, like I said, is, like, I feel like I don't know where YouTube's going to go. Like, YouTube could end tomorrow. And if that was the case, I really didn't make a lot of money from YouTube. I guess maybe on a monthly it was good. But, it's not going to be a life-changing number. Definitely not. But if it was to go, like, let's say 4 more years, let's say I pull a T Martin. If I pulled a T Mart, okay, if you guys know T Mart, that would be like the biggest home run for me ever. I would be so happy with myself, so happy for my life. Like T Mart, T Mart to me is like my A+ guy that I'm trying to basically follow right now. Is like, he started YouTube when he was young, did it a bit, went to college, said, YouTube's good, college is good, but I think I'm just going to do this YouTube thing. And has just been grinding away, slowly building up his audience, 2 million. Like, I remember 2 years ago, he's at 1 million. So he's not like growing crazy fast, but like he's still growing quickly, and he's always grinding it out and just making videos. T-Mart's I don't really like T-Mart's videos. And that doesn't mean he's a bad guy at all. I'm sure he seems like a great guy, but I don't like his content. It just is not for me. But he's like a guy I like to follow. And if, like I said, like if I pulled a T-Mart, and like, let's say I had a lot of money like T-Mart, like he bought a Nissan GTR, like that's like $100,000 car, which is awesome for him. Awesome. Trevor. I think it's Trevor. But like for me, I'd be really hesitant because I'd be like, like I don't want people to look at me different if I have that kind of money. And with a girl, like I think it would be awesome. Like, I meet like this really, really great girl, and we fall in love, the usual, get married because of each other. And she she's like, okay, like he clearly does well from this, he can take me out nice summer and he can treat me. And then it's like we get married and I'm like, oh, by the way, now that we're married, you picked a good husband because I actually have like $5 million in the bank. I just didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to marry me for my money. Good for you. Like that's what I would like to do. That would be really cool. I think that would be really cool. But at the same time, like, it's weird, The thing that's nice about YouTube, like if I was a doctor, it's like obviously he's loaded. But if YouTube goes the way I want YouTube to go, I don't know. I feel like this has all been about my channel this episode, but what would be my, okay, like let's say, like I'm gonna turn 20 in October. My dream path, like if I could orchestrate the next 10 years of my life, okay, next 10 years, so till I'm 30, till I'm 29, how I would like it to go. My 19-year-old version, mind you. Zombies, we get the zombies boom coming in next November, right? So by the time Zombies is going to come out, if I can continue my growth right now, that's going to be we're in March. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So that's 7 months. 7 months at 30,000 subscribers is 210 more. I've been averaging about 30,000 a month. So 210 more, 210,000 subscribers. Is that right? 210,000? I don't know how to pronounce that. 100,000. 210,000, okay? To add on to what I'm at now, wow, that's close to like 500,000. I don't think, like, there's no way I'm going to be at 500,000 subscribers by the time Zombies comes out. There's no way. It's possible. I would say, like, to me, likely, I'm thinking, like, probably 400,000 by the time Zombies come out. That would be, I know that, like, that's, like according to, like, if I keep averaging 30,000, but I'm feeling like that's probably not going to keep up. Maybe the summertime might be good, but I have no idea what the summer has in store for me. I'm just going to say I'm probably going to be at about 400,000 subscribers by the time Zombies comes out. So I'm going to be pretty good up there. 500,000 would be sick. If I was at 500,000 by the time Zombies came out, like, good for you, Future Patrick. You did well to keep things going. I'm definitely going to come back to this video, by the way, when like Black Ops 2, when Black Ops 3 or whatever, the next Treyarch Zombies coming out, just to watch this and see my mindset, because I always find that interesting. So, hello, Future Patrick. But okay, so let's say 400,000 subscribers next Treyarch game. That's gonna come out 2015. If the year goes around as I like well, I will hit 1 million subscribers. I can do that. I really think I could easily, like if I've done it with the top fives, without new content, I really think I could hit that million by the end, by the time the next Call of Duty, so the Infinity Ward Call of Duty comes out. So I'm at 1 million at that point, right? Once you're at 1 million subscribers, you're pretty good to just keep making videos. And obviously you want to keep growing, but I'm going to have a year of no zombies. So that'll be a pretty stale year. So so next year I'll be 20, that'll be 21. So that'll be 2 years later. 2 years till I'm at 1 million subscribers. I'd be cool with that. Honestly, that'd be cool with me. I'd take that for sure. It's 2 years, and then we get another year of the Treyarch, of the Infinity Ward, that's shitty. Then another year X of zombies, and then if there was that's stretching it right there. If we can get to that next, like in 2 Treyarch games, and there's really good zombies, so that's like 5 years away. That would be like, see, I don't even know if I can make it there, but I made it here. I'd probably make it there. If we're at that point, the channel's still going well. Man, like that's the thing, is like, when do you want to end it? Anyways, let's just say like I get to 1 million subscribers by the end of the next Treyarch game. That is like really is a realistic goal, I think, if I work hard. Anyways, at some point along there, I haven't really discussed this much, but like, as YouTube's gone on and on, like the thought of dropping out university has been more prevalent on my mind. And like, that's the first time I've just admitted that to anyone. But the more I think about it, the more as like, YouTube is an opportunity that isn't going to be here for a long time. And it's an opportunity to make a lot of money when I'm young and have that financial stability. And college isn't going anywheres. The other hand, I'm really fortunate because my dad is paying for my college. So do I really want to throw that free tuition away? Not really. This year, I've managed to do YouTube and Call of Duty. YouTube and Call of Duty, YouTube and school. But it's first year business. First year business isn't overly hard. And if school was to get much harder, I really don't feel like I can maintain my channel to the level I want to. You're just getting at that point where it's like, oh my God, I'm like actually I really am. I think September is going to be like a life-changing point. Like, where do I want to say, I'm just going to continue to get my degree as I do YouTube? Or do I want to say, balls to the wind, live my life the best I can, go out on a limb and like do YouTube full time for a couple years maybe, and have fun with it, make as much as I can. YouTube ends, let's say 23. Let's just say 23. YouTube starts to go down, and I get a business opportunity, start a company with the money I've earned. We grow that for the next few years. That's where I'd like to be at 29, right? That's like career-wise. That would be the ultimate, like that's the perfect route for me. Like if that happened, I would be very happy. Let's say maybe 25, 26, I meet the right woman, get married at like 29, kids at maybe 30. I don't want to have early kids. I think that, I don't know. I want to be mature when I have kids. I don't want to have kids when I'm like 22. If I had a kid in 3 years, like I would be so stupid. I wouldn't even be an awful dad, but I'd just be such a stupid dad. Like, just wouldn't be able to offer my kid any knowledge. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm 22. What do you expect of me? But yeah, that's something I've never told anyone ever before. So if you're still watching this, my YouTube growth was to stop now and be like, no, that's a bad idea. But like I said, I think like at the end of the summer, it is going to be a question of, do I want to continue schooling or not? And we're going to have to see. But that last like 10 minutes, that was for like the Patrick Smith of the future, like what you choose to do, man. I'm talking straight to the Patrick Smith of the future right now. Like, everyone always talks about taking a leap of faith and doing something, right? And it's kind of, it's scary, right? Because you're always told to, go on this path that the rest of society has taken, to go on this path that has kind of been then beaten down, and you see the obvious road ahead, and it's hard work to get there, but you get there and you're successful. Or do you take the road less traveled and do what you want to do and hope that it works out? I mean, everyone says make sure you have a backup plan. And I feel like I'm at the point where I've been following my backup plan, right? I started YouTube when I was in high school, and I was doing high school well, and I've done university well. And on the side, I've been following my dream. And it's just like, at what point do you throw your backup plan to the wind and say, I'm betting on Patrick Smith. I want to do what I want to do, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, in 30 years, I look back on this, I'm watching myself, and I'm like, I was so dumb back then. But really, though, like, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. I'm excited for the future. But anyways, that was an interesting episode of the podcast. So PAX East is going to be tomorrow. Like I said, that is all just tying it up. It was good to get that off my chest and talk about it, though. Kind of help me figure out my thought process. So thank you for listening if that was at all interesting. I never think this podcast is interesting, but it is what it is. So thank you for watching, all you cool people out there. Like, honestly, I always say this, but like, if there's any like small YouTubers out there who are really trying to get their YouTube channel going, not just like, I've uploaded 2 videos, I don't have 100 subscribers, people really out there who are trying, like, if you need any advice, support, like, tweet at me. I really do I do my absolute best to help smaller YouTubers. Like I said, like, I know TheSmithPlays, I mentioned him on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Just a guy, makes YouTube videos, has potential, just trying to help him out. If there's anyone else out there like that, like, and you need help, like, seriously, there's nothing better than getting the advice of someone who's walked the steps before. And that first 1,000 subscribers is rough, man. If you are at somewhere between 100 and 1,000 subscribers, that's the worst point of YouTube. That's the worst point of YouTube, because you don't have a fan base to help get yourself out there. Like, it's easy for me to get my videos out there now because you guys like my videos and then it gets to the top search spot. But when you only have 1,000 subscribers, it doesn't work like that. You have to get lucky. You just got to work until you get a lucky video. That's all you got to do. Just got to grind. But once you hit that 1,000, 2,000 comes a lot quicker. Then 4,000 comes even quicker. 8,000 comes even quicker. And as long as you keep working at it, man, it goes. But I don't know, guys. It's recorded on March 5th. So, like I said, April, May, June, July, August. I got to come back to this video and watch it, see what my thought process is back now, and see what I was like back then. I guess really my thought process right now is dropping out the second year would be very crazy. And it doesn't sound very, like, I'm not extremely set on it at this very moment. Like 5% of me is like, that's a good idea. Maybe 10% is like, that's a good idea. But that 10% is like, that's a really sick idea. But I guess, like I said, it depends on upcoming YouTube stuff. So I'm not going to do a lame ending. I'm just going to say thank you for watching. That was awesome. That was episode 43 of the SmithSquad Podcast. If you're going to be at PAX East, just follow me on Twitter. I'll be tweeting out my plans. I'm going to go to bed, get a good sleep, and I will see you beautiful faces Monday, kind of, because I'm going to be away. But, it's good. So thank you, everyone. I really do hope you enjoyed that episode. That was soul pouring in a different way, but really just a lot of me talking about my channel. I went on here with the only topic with PAX, and I just talk, and whatever comes to mind talks to mind. So honestly, if that was not a good episode, just let me know. Be like, Patrick, wasn't that good? I don't know. I just talk, and usually people say they find it entertaining. So that's really what this podcast is. I don't try. I just be myself. That's all it is. So cool. I love you. Gonna give you a big kiss. Mwah. And I'll see you later. No, that's lame. Bye.